before let Egypt. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right, now we can start.
Okay. So yesterday we did the last one we covered was when prospects have a limited beliefs in their abilities. So hopefully you guys learned something from there. So I'll just cover the last section on that. It says where he asks, can you see the approach that he did? So let's just do a recap. Here is what he's got. He said, when people have limiting beliefs about network marketing, this category includes, is this multi MLM? Is this one of those things? Is this a pyramid scheme? I know we've all heard that. I'm not interested in MLM. I don't want to bother my friends. That's us saying that. And how much are you making? People tend to ask that, which is none of their business. So let's start with the one that strikes fear into the hearts of most people in our profession. Is this MLM? Or variation like this? Is this one of those things? Or is this a pyramid scheme? Or I'm not interested in MLM. Some people go a little crazy when they hear this question. They say, pyramid scheme? Like every corporation in the world? Like the government? You mean like that? Blah, blah, blah. And I have to say, I've done that at times. I've learned not to, but I've done that years back. Instead of going crazy on your prospect, it's important to understand where this question comes from. My experience has shown me that they usually know someone who joined with no success, or else they would have done it themselves. Usually they just purchased a virtual lotto ticket like I described earlier, and it didn't pay off. This scenario represents well over 90% of the people who will ask this kind of question. The rest of them have heard of opportunity like this and are rightfully skeptical of the promises of getting rich quick. If they ask this kind of question with any sort of emotion, I know they've been involved at some point. So I say, wait a minute. You have a story. What happened? Were you involved in network marketing at some point? Then just let them tell you their story. It opens them up. It lowers their defense and it allows you to ask some questions about their experience. So pay attention. He said, wait a minute, you have a story. What happened? So now you're giving them the opportunity to open up and tell you their story. So let me give you a typical example. I'm going through my invitation process when the prospect says, wait a minute, is this MLM? And they say with emotion, I reply, oh, you have a story. Did you try it out at some point? What happened? They say, yeah, I joined a company a few years ago, bought some products and lost my money. I reply, what do you think was the reason you didn't have success? They said, well, my friend talked me into doing it. I didn't have a lot of time and I thought more people would join right away, but they didn't. I guess I just lost interest. I replied, do you think you really gave it a fair shot? They say, no, not really. I replied, do you think network marketing was the problem? Or do you think maybe your timing wasn't right? They say, it was probably the timing. Do you see the dynamics? I've had thousands of these conversations and they're all slightly different. But if you ask some questions and are friendly to the process, you have a strong opportunity to help them get rid of these blind spots and take a look at what you have to offer. In addition, you can relate to them by saying you had the same objection initially and telling them how you overcame it. If someone used the word pyramid with me, I always say, oh no, pyramid schemes are illegal, and I would never be involved in something illegal. For people asking without the emotional attachment, I usually respond with, yes, this is network marketing. Do you know anything about it? Again, I'm asking questions and waiting for answers. For those answers, I ask more questions, and through that process, I can achieve my goal of education and understanding. Do you want to? I don't want to bother my friends. It's slightly different. Again, I relate to them by telling my story or someone else's story, and then I ask questions like, what makes you think you're bothering your friends? Or if you truly believe in the product, would you let your friend know about it? And if I could show you how we share this product with others without feeling or sounding like a sales pitch, would that help? The last in this category is, how much are you making? If you're making money already, this is a great question. If you're not, your answer depends on how long you've been involved. If you're brand new, you can tell them you're just getting started. If you've been around for a while and not making big money yet, you can tell them you're working this part-time and you're really excited about your future. You could also say that you're excited about your future with the company because you know things aren't going to change if you don't do something to change them. The other way to answer is to tell your story and then tell stories of people you know who are making good money. You can even suggest setting up a phone conversation with those people so they can feel more comfortable about the opportunity. All of this takes practice, but if you get the concept down, you'll find it becomes easy. And the other things that should encourage you is you'll only have this handful of the same objection for the rest of your career. There's nothing new here. What I've listed in this section is about all there is. Remember, our goal is education and understanding. This is a part of the process that makes that goal a reality. So it's 10:07. So I'll start a little bit of skill number 5, helping your prospect become customers or distributor. I'll go a little forward. This skill is a natural byproduct of following up professionally. As you walk through exposure after exposure, our goal of education and understanding will be accomplished. But that doesn't mean the prospect will come out and ask you for an order form or an application. It's your job to guide them to a decision. The key to success in this area is a combination of having good posture and asking good questions. Good posture means the way you carry yourself. Your words and action will help your prospect feel more confident about joining your opportunity, or they will plant a seed of doubt. In my early years, my posture was terrible. I was trying to get people instead of pursuing the noble goal of education and understanding the prospect could feel my intention. I was very emotionally attached to the outcome. You could even say I was needy. Every time I got to this point of the process, I really, really wanted it. Again, the prospect could feel my emotional attachment, and that usually scared them away. Through lack of result and without even realizing it, I started to assume people were not going to be interested. And that assumption started to seep into everything, which led to the predictable result of the prospect not joining. Most of the time, is someone scrolling on the screen? Please stop. Thank you. Most of the time, I wasn't properly prepared. I didn't have application, startup material, or whatever else was necessary. So guys, do you have application? Do you have startup material? Because I do have an application form. I posted in the group where you can send it to someone to get their name, everything that you need. Okay. or whatever else is necessary. Think about the subconscious impact this had on my prospect. It seems like just about everything I did projected a lack of belief and a lack of professionalism. Instead of asking questions and listening intently to the answer, I just talked and talked and talked. I was more focused on being interesting than being interested. Prospect didn't like that. No one does. So again, I followed my pattern of modeling the professionals. I watched what the best closure did and began to copy them. I interviewed top performers to figure out what they did differently, and slowly I started to see the flow in my approach. First, I learned that professionals are emotionally detached from the outcome. And that's something we all have to learn to do. I had to learn to do that. In other words, their goal is education and understanding while helping a prospect make a decision that would positively impact their lives. They are the opposite of needy. They aren't trying to get anybody. They are honestly just trying to help. And when people feel that your only motive is to help them, they come on board. Second, they're very assumptive in their approach. They expect the person to join because they believe that the opportunity would benefit the prospect is so strong. They are rock solid. Many of them are sincerely shocked when a person decides not to get involved. And I'll just go to the third and then we stop there. Third, it was interesting to learn they promote themselves as much as they promote the product or opportunity. What I mean by that is they help the prospect make the decision by saying, you get me. When they promote themselves, it isn't like, I'm going to do everything for you. It was more like, we have a good product and a great company, but I'm going to take this thing to the top and we can do it together. This gives people great comfort in knowing that they don't have to learn everything on their own. Fourth, they're always prepared. Always. They have everything they need to get a person started right on the spot. And fifth, they ask question after question after question and are a great listener. They act like a consultant helping a person with a problem. The best consultant in the world have to ask a bunch of questions before they can offer a solution. Network marketing professionals use questions as the most powerful tool. And I will stop there. So remember earlier on in the chapter, he talked about the fact that we are consultants and we should act that way. And here it comes again. So just remember, guys, ask a lot of questions with your prospects so you can understand them and listen and take notes. But anyway, we'll stop there today because we have Miss Angelica. Is she on? Oh, yes, I see her. So guys, Miss Angelica is a biochemist, and I don't remember how long she's been with ATOMY, but I'll have her tell you all of that, but I'm very excited. She's really going to break the product down. Please, people, get your pen and paper and take notes. Then go back to the recording. Save the recording so you have it, so you can share it with your people. That's the whole idea of these Zooms, so you have the information to share later. And then as you take the notes and you go back and listen, you're going to retain the information for yourself. That's how you're going to become a network marketing professional. Remember what he said? He listened to the top leaders over and over and over and over till he got it. So anyway, so Miss Angelica, you can unmute your microphone.
Good morning, Novlet. Yes, just allow me just to introduce Angelica. I want to say good morning to everyone real quick this morning. If you are new on the call, we welcome you. We thank you for coming. This is a family affair. We are here to expose and educate all these wellness products in the ATOMY shopping mall, the wellness store. And if you are an Atomian, we want to say again also welcome. We're happy to have you here, and we will continue to do the heavy lifting. Feel free always to interact your questions. We are here to help everyone to win. With that said, I just want to really thank Angelica for joining us this morning. Uh, we spoke last night, and I'm really happy to know that you are so committed to Atomy and to these wellness products. I can tell, Angelica, that you are in Atomy, and indeed, Atomy is in you. Angelica comes to us with a wealth of experience. She's a drug designer, research development specialist. She's a biochemist. And so we are therefore going to just sit back, relax, and enjoy a deep dive as she will go into the products. I also want to welcome, if Prophet Bar is with us this morning, I quickly want to acknowledge and recognize you. If you could just quickly unmute, I think I need to hear you respond. If you are with us this morning, I want to personally welcome you and acknowledge you. Glad that you're here. So, Angelica, if you are hearing me.
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Sweet. So this morning, I just want to talk to you all about just the age-old importance of taking care of your health. I didn't know if you wanted me to share my screen. I don't have to. It's not a requirement. I'm perfectly prepared to just talk. But
you can if you want to.
Go ahead. We just
let's see. Sure. Screen.
Oh, did you make her co-host already, Mr. CJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay. It's no problem at all. Where is share? And boom. And we're gonna get started. I always like to have a wait, pull that up. I always like to have something to back up my words as I'm talking, kind of like a PowerPoint presentation. We're starting this morning with women's health, okay? So we are in the midst of winter. You may have a different viewpoint of it down there in Florida, but up here in Georgia, we have been going back and forth with our temperatures up and down, and so that is perfect cold weather. So bear with me. We're going to start out with women's health, but I'm going to make my way down to make that previous statement about winter relevant. This is Software Queen. Are y'all able to see my screen okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So ATOMY is wonderful. Everything that I'm going to tell you about right now as a biochemist is available for anyone to go and read at their convenience. It does play into sharing with your prospects and anyone you're just telling ATOMY about on a given day. You can take them here and they can know, you're not telling them a story. All of these products are backed by science. You can read the reports, you can read the double-blind studies prepared on them. A double-blind study is a fancy way of just saying that real humans were used in the development of this product, and that's rare in the realm of any drug design, whether it's a supplement, whether it's a prescription that you have to get from a pharmacy. Very few drug companies take the time or spend the money required to get real human participants to rate these drugs. So in the realm of women's health, Software Queen is a powerhouse. Okay, so it is labeled as a supplement, a multivitamin supplement. It's not just one active ingredient, it's several. You can see right here on the ingredients list, it contains vitamins D, E, and K. These all support optimal body function, as in it either helps your body create hormones or regulate them. That's going to be your vitamin D. The vitamin E is actually for a preservative for the supplement itself, but it's a natural preservative because it has extremely powerful antioxidant factors. So this isn't just for your cells in your body. This is for the product keeping it fresh. As long as oxygen cannot get to something, it was the same way with food. We call these functional products because they are food-based, but like even the food you cook, as long as air is kept away from it, think your Tupperware container, it stays fresh. The same concept goes for your supplement. So they pack it with vitamin E for your health, for the health of the supplement. The vitamin K is also going to go into the process of making sure that your body can use it. Vitamin K works with vitamin D, works with calcium, works with collagen, works with vitamin C. It's cyclical. It's a cycle. Your body is a closed system. It all means, circle if you go right on back to Latin. These have to work together. ATOMY makes sure that they do work together. And Software Queen is a multivitamin supplement that is for menopausal and perimenopausal women. A lot of people get confused about the difference between perimenopause and menopause. Perimenopause is actually early menopause. That's going to be really relevant when I tell you that menopause actually starts at the age of 35 for women. It's a common misconception that women begin menopause in their 50s. That's not true. Estrogen levels, the female hormone, quote unquote, everyone actually has all hormones at any given time. That's a faux pas. But in females, estrogen is the highest, right? So we call that the female hormone. That starts to decrease at the age of 35 in women. So it's in our best interest to start caring about it as early as possible. If you're worried about how do I tell women about a supplement that's for menopause, well, first tell them that menopause started when you were 35. So if you start a lot of people don't notice much of a difference. It's not like a giant drop in your estrogen levels. Okay, you're not gonna go from energetic and vibrant to like sluggish and tired like day after your 35th birthday. It's not quite so drastic, but some people do. Some people experience symptoms at that early age, and they're wondering, what's going on? Is it something I ate? Am I getting sick? And it's like, no, your body's changing constantly. And if you can show them awesome functional supplements as ATOMY provides, like Software Queen, you can help them regulate those symptoms. And the symptoms are typically going to start with some level of fatigue. It's going to start with fatigue. You're not going to have as much energy as you used to have. You may start gaining weight. If you were maintaining your weight well up until a certain point, you're like, oh my gosh, why can't I lose this stubborn 5 pounds? Like, why is it sticking to me so bad? These are all signs of that hormonal change. And there's nothing wrong with you. Your body naturally does it, but we can make it a smooth and not quite a bumpy transition. And if you start to care about it earlier on, you can avoid the worser of the symptoms, the more irritating symptoms. That's your hot flashes, that's your migraines, that's your mood swings. The more you care about your body from the beginning, the better it will care for you into perpetuity, into the future, Take care of you, take care of your body, and it'll take care of you, is what my grandma always told me. We're going to skip over from Software Queen to Pomegranate Beauty. So Pomegranate Beauty is typically marketed as a beautification type of wellness supplement, but honestly, it is also for the ladies and helps with symptoms of menopause. Once again, these are informational slides that you can go look at in your convenience time, or even pull it up quickly from your phone, from any device that you have. We have computers in our pockets now to show someone that what you're telling them is true. So pomegranates are a fruit that have been used since time immemorial. It's really cute that they reference, Cleopatra and Cliche, these are historical beauties. These are the Helens of Troy, the most beautiful women in the world that wars were fought over. They ate pomegranates. Why? Because it is chock full of so much good nutrition. Pomegranate is also a natural antioxidant powerhouse. And once again, with food, with pretty much everything, if you can get oxygen away from it, it will stay fresher longer. If you think about that on the level of a person, if you keep oxygen away from your skin, away from your hair, away from your nails and your body, you stay more youthful appearing longer. You're not getting fine lines and wrinkles. You're not getting dry skin. You're not getting brittle hair. It's all about oxidation. So that's why antioxidant is such a buzzword in the realm of health. You need to keep oxygen away from your business. Pomegranate helps you do that. Pomegranate Beauty contains enough active ingredient, which in pomegranates is ellagic acid. It's equivalent to 26 pomegranate juices. So if you've been drinking like your Palm Wonderfuls, they're super expensive. More power to you if you buy that many. But 26 times the ellagic acid as would be contained in one of those cute little juice bombs. So you actually notice the difference. Once again, this is ATOMY we're talking about functional. They didn't just take this really good ingredient and put a little bit of it in a pill or a packet and sell it to you and tell you it's going to change your life. They take this really good ingredient, they research it, they concentrate it, and they give it to you in such a way it's definitely going to change your life. There's so much packed in, you must notice a difference. And if you don't, you're not doing it right. I should have started with that disclaimer. ATOMY does require you to follow instructions. If you don't notice a difference, read the instructions again because you probably did not use the product correctly. But I promise you, if you use it the way that it's intended, in this case, 2 packs a day, that's all you need. 2 packs of Palm Wonderful a day, and you will get the benefits that are proven by these studies. I'm scrolling down just so you can see these graphs. They are going to improve the moisture of your skin after 4 weeks. You're going to notice a difference in how much your skin retains the lotion or the oil or however you choose to do your self-care, moisturize yourself, and keep your body. You're going to notice that you have less dead skin cells and you actually retain that moisture longer. And moisture in skin is equivalent to beauty. That's how you get the glass skin. That's how you get the supple cheeks and the bouncy, buoyant, wrinkle-free skin. The plump skin, moisturized skin does not have wrinkles. Wrinkles occur when it's dryness and cracking and pulling. You'll notice a difference in the appearance of your scars, old or new, stretch marks, things like that. But these graphs down here at the bottom are going to, again, kind of compound on how I'm telling you this does help women with their menopause. You will see an improvement, and it's going to be significant. We're talking 60%. So not over half of the women who were a part of this study saw an improvement in all aspects of their menopause. So this is from the low end of symptoms, the tiredness, to the high end of symptoms, the hot flashes, the mood swings. This is why it's important for your women's health. And the nice part about this particular supplement is that it tastes good. Most people do enjoy the flavor of pomegranate. I know I'm going through these kind of fast, but I only got a little bit of time to give you a lot of good information. So the next product that we want to talk about is going to be our rhubarb queen and our borage oil. And to do that, I actually have to take you over to the G-Mall. And the G-Mall is another area of ATOMY that it's going to be important that you know where it is. Why? Because ATOMY has products all over the place, and you want to take advantage of all of them. Because our job as ATOMians isn't selling, just like Miss Novelette was saying. Like, you're not trying to sell anyone anything. You're not trying to grab anyone to be a part of a business. We're trying to help people, and we're trying to help them be healthy because we want them to be healthy. Healthy people are happy people, are vibrant people, make the world a better place. It lets them go fulfill their purpose in life. And when we're all doing what we're supposed to do, everyone is having a good time. Like, that's what's important. Life is supposed to be enjoyed. So, Rhubarb Queen is actually over in the @G Mall. And so, this is one of the newer products. Once again, this is going to help with menopause because it's super important. And once again, it starts at 35. So you're going to spend the majority of your life as a female in menopause. That doesn't sound good, but it's perfectly okay if you're willing to do the work it's going to take care of yourself. It's not some sentence of sadness and woe. Like, just eat good food and take your ATOMY, which still counts as food. So rhubarb, our active ingredient is riponticin. And riponticin with more vitamin E and vitamin K, because once again, we love these healthful additional ingredients that just make our ATOMY products more functional and even better for you. Like, you're never going to go wrong with consuming vitamin E and vitamin K and vitamin D every day of your life. The more nutrient-rich your diet, the better you age. This is how you get, extremely beautiful, 70-year-olds who don't look a day over 40 or 30. They've been eating well and taking care of themselves, probably since that time. But yes, another awesome ATOMY product that is going to go towards helping with menopause, with those really annoying symptoms, the hot flashes, the migraines, the tiredness, the weight gain, the inability to lose weight. Like, it's not just weight gain, but it's also difficulty getting it off, as you could have when you were, say, 20 years old and you ate a pizza and it came out the next day and your weight was the same. Next up is going to be borage oil, which actually is right next to rhubarb queen. These are both fairly new. So borage oil is once again going towards our females, but this is less menopause and more PMS. So just because you're in menopause does not mean that your cycle stops. It's just a changing of your body. So your hormone levels are fluctuating, causing you grief for the most part. But PMS is going to continue until it does not. Every woman is a little bit different. Now, that's what's going to pause somewhere down the line, 50s, 60s. Who knows? You may be one of those rare ones who can have kids up into their 70s and, get a surprise. Borage oil is going to help with circulation, cholesterol levels, skin health, and the symptoms of PMS. PMS is just something that women naturally deal with. It is what makes us women. We can bear children. So our body is in a constant state of growth and renewal, actually. You get an entirely new set of cells in a human body in 7 years. So you have a new body every 7 years. But if you're a woman, you get a new uterus every 30 days. Fun times. Take your borage oil, and that is less of a uncomfortable experience. And I'll leave it there for the sake of, propriety and not grossing anyone out. The last up on the women's health is actually just a quick blurb on this oldie but goodie, the ATOMY W Inner Balance. This is a women's targeted probiotic. Why? Because the probiotics put inside of this fun capsule is very specific to the female reproductive system. These probiotics go straight to the girl parts and keep that area healthy so that you experience less, UTIs and possible yeast infections. Once again, for the sake of not being gross. You need to keep all parts of your body at balance. So you're already taking your awesome ATOMY probiotic with over 10 strains in it. You still want to get this ATOMY W Inner Balance to get the probiotics that are specific to your lady area, because that can be different than the ones in your gut. And if you keep that regulated, you will achieve that complete inner balance, like the name. You always want to have healthy guys, your probiotics, where they need to be in the proper levels so that you can have your best and most comfortable body and life. That's going to be the end of female health. We're going to flip right over to men's health, which is a quicker conversation, not because it's not as important, but because there are fewer products, which isn't bad. I mean, when men kind of win the game of I get to take less things and be, just as healthy. So this bad boy, I've been wanting to talk about him. This is the ATOMY Red Ginseng and Serisia, because I've been told that men are quite, eager to get something that's going to help them with their stamina. This is the one, okay? Any guy anywhere who's talking about energy levels or needing a little help in the bedroom or just not quite feeling himself, disinterested, this is the one. The red ginseng and the Serisia powder. Why? Because men go through their own pause. It's called andropause, okay? And it does affect them. This is what Viagra was made for. Testosterone is the male hormone. Like, this is the men's hormone. It's higher in men typically, okay? And when it decreases, that's where that loss of vigor comes from. And men can experience in their young age too. It isn't specific to, old guys. Women's health says that female hormones begin to decrease at 35, and I would argue that men hormones do also begin to decrease around that time. So you want to take your red ginseng and Serisia to stave off the effects of that decrease in your testosterone levels. You want to feel strong, vigorous. You want to be able to build your muscle in the gym and lose weight the way that you used to, when you could, eat that pizza and lose it in a day. So this is the product for that. Serisia powder is just a scientific name for bush clover. Bush clover, in conjunction with our additional ingredients, the black masa, the L-arginine, these help your body stabilize your levels of testosterone, basically. So maybe they have decreased, they're not as high. So this is going to encourage your body to bring that level back up, essentially. And once those testosterone levels are stabilized, much like when your estrogen levels in a female are stabilized, you feel good, you feel normal. Your energy is, high, you're vigorous, you can run, jump, flip, however you live your life, and it's not a big deal. It's when they get down that you're gaining weight, you're feeling sluggish, you're not sleeping the same, your sex life suffers, your mental health suffers. The lower the hormones in an individual does affect their propensity toward things like depression or anxiety or your ability to adapt. If you've ever heard the term adaptogen, that's the type of herb that helps with that, but it's literally just a fancy way of saying this is how you deal with stress, whether it's coming from the outside or the inside. Low hormones are a type of internal stress, and if you can relieve that, your mind feels better. You have clear thoughts, no brain fog, no desire to worry over much about things. Like, it's important to supplement beforehand when you're using natural products, so you give it time to get into your system. And if you are already experiencing symptoms, you need to begin supplementation just so you can return back to your equilibrium, back to your happy place, and then maintain that supplementation to keep yourself there. ATOMY products are all natural. They're not a bullet, like a one shot, like something you would get over the counter. When you take a prescription drug, it's very much under the impression that you need help now or like death. That's what, aspirin does versus drinking a glass of water. For the sake of a headache is the example I'm going for. ATOMY products are the glass of water. They're replenishing, they're refreshing, but it does take time, which is why I cannot impress upon you enough how important it is to follow the instructions. If it's a 30-day supply, you take it for 30 days. You let it do its work for 30 days before you give judgment on how well it worked, essentially. Men's health, we go back over to our regular mall to talk about the last thing that I want to bring up as far as men's health goes, and that's going to be saw palmetto. Saw palmetto, once again, oldie but goodie. It's been around for a good time, but it has never lost its effectiveness and why it's so important in the ATOMY lineup. It's still here because we still need it. Men have to protect their prostate. Once again, you have andropause. When that testosterone level drops, your body freaks out, you know? So you can get an enlarged prostate, which is dangerous because it affects like all your business. Even up to going to the bathroom, right? So saw palmetto is protective against enlarged prostates because it actually prevents the breakdown of testosterone. So andropause means you're making less testosterone. Well, at some point, as is natural, it's supposed to break down. Everything, you know, gets made, leaves the body, goes the way it's supposed to go. When your prostate becomes enlarged, the breakdown process happens faster. Saw palmetto prevents that whole thing. Keep the prostate the same. Keep your testosterone in its current happy state, not broken down. You reap the benefits, and your body is happy. It's all about maintaining that equilibrium. The octocosanol, and the vitamin E, selenium, and zinc are in there supplementing this. Once again, no free radicals. We got some antioxidant in there, super helpful. Zinc is helping with the immunity, which is going to be essential during this process of protecting your body from breaking down things like testosterone, keeping your prostate cells healthy and happy. All cells are supposed to, you know, revitalize and die off in a certain way. These are making sure that happens. In both regards, for men's health and women's health, ATOMY products are revitalizing, but also incredibly protective, because once you've built up health, now you want to protect it. You always want to protect your health. It's all about how can I stay at my healthiest state for the longest way possible. And to do that, you want your supplements, you want a healthy diet, you want to drink enough water. That's going to summarize my talk about men and women health, you know, on separate accounts individually. And then I'm just going to do a quick spiel on general health. Hemohim. ATOMY was built on one product, Hemohim. It does so much good work in the body that if you are currently at a high state of health, you could just take Hemohim and like ride that thing, okay? Hemohim is focusing on your blood. Your blood is how your body gets everything done. Your hormones travel that way. Your vitamins and minerals travel that way. Your water, your nutrition, your everything, your medicine travels through your blood. So if you can target it and keep it healthy, you will automatically maintain a high level of health in your body, even before addressing
Are you there, Angelica? Can you hear me, Angelica? Okay. So we thank Angelica for that real deep dive, and women's health. She covered so much. I believe Faye, you had a question earlier. Faye, go right ahead.
Sir, she fell off.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much.
Hold on, Faye. She'll be back. She
I
probably
think
just had
she's
a problem.
coming back on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she had a problem with her phone.
yeah,
So we'll put the question in the
think
time
she-
being until she gets back.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead with your question until she comes back.
I was just wondering if those products for women, the Pomegranate Beauty and the Rhubarb Queen, can help with women that are already in menopause.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
All right now.
We've
I
had
can
many
tell you,
testimonies,
I can tell you, I take them.
Okay,
and
that's a great thing.
I have testimonies also.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's what I was
Remember-
wondering. Like, which
remember-
one would you suggest for a woman already in menopause? And you know what? My menopause came late. It was after like 55 when I started into menopause. And I'm 60, I'm gonna be 67 soon. So which would you
Say,
suggest?
we're gonna have as a group, since you're on my team, Angelica's gonna do a meeting for us this week, and we will go over that, but I'm gonna tell you what I suggest. I actually use the, I use the, not the Sephora Queen, the Rhubarb Queen. The Rhubarb Queen is my favorite of all.
Oh, okay.
And I've had individuals that's in full-blown menopause, and I've not used the Rhubarb Queen. I've not referred it to anyone because I've been really using the US model for my people, because a lot of them do not want to go over there and iron. And let me tell you, with the night sweat, the hot flashes, ringing in the air, all those things, that Sephora Queen works. So
Ah.
imagine if you add that Rhubarb Queen along with the Sephora Queen. That's a powerful
Okay.
combination. And if they're taking Hemoheme, because I'm not going to offer for my people with menopause, I have them take the Hemoheme along with these, because I believe in cleaning the body,
Right.
putting the good stuff in.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, Angelica said sorry. I guess she cannot get back on. So we.
Oh no, I was apologizing for the
She's back.
disconnection.
Oh, wonderful.
Had
Angelica.
an overheating situation.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead. She's back.
Sorry. I
You
was
want to
basically
finish your
at the end of the
presentation?
presentation.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I was basically at the end just giving a quick overview of why Hemoheme is so important for everyone, men and women. It will help you maintain a high level of health, even before addressing any like specific concerns like menopause or andropause, because it's going to help you address the biggest issue of all, which is going to be blood and circulation. Many people, especially eating modern diet, have already impaired this very fundamental system of the body, and you need to correct that really before you do anything else, because none of the good things you're putting in will get where they need to go without doing so. Okay, sorry, that's the end.
Any more questions? Thank you, Angelica. That was awesome. I love that deep dive. So we want to invite interaction. Any more questions? We have Angelica here with us. And until you say when, Angelica, by the way, women's health, men's health, women's health is on Wednesdays. But for you, we'll cover everything. So I look forward to Wednesdays going forward. If you are up to it, we're up to it.
Now, since there's no one that's asking a question, yes, the calls are recorded. I wanted to touch on what Miss Angelica covered. So she did women's health. Oh, one moment, Faith. She did women's health.
Okay.
How many of us were taking notes? Raise your hands. I'm curious because she did category here. She covered the Rhubarb Queen. She covered the Borage oil, which I saw yesterday. And I said, oh, I'm going to go back and research it. And she just touched on it. So of everyone on here, Mr. CJ, only 2 individuals raised their hands to say they were taking notes. Imagine that.
Well, you must understand. There are folks on the platform right now. Believe me, Now that it's a new
Okay.
deal for some folks. So we got to give folks some time to become comfortable, and it's a challenge for some
And
folks. So
CJ, I will disagree with you on that. I have 4 hands raised. We've been saying it every day. Take notes, take notes, take notes. Anyway, so she did rhubarb queen. This is for women's health. She did the borage oil, which is women's health, PMS menopause. She did the Sephora queen, women's health. She did the W inner balance, women's health. And of course, the pomegranate beauty. Now, if someone was to come to me now, or if I'm doing an event and I want to have women's health, these are what I'm going to have there. Then she went to men's health. The ATOMY red ginseng on the Korean side, but we also have the regular ginseng on the US side, which I've had many testimonies of the same thing she covered. So you have 2 now that you can use, the granular, the Hansang Da. Then she did the saw palmetto, which is for prostate health. So if you're not taking notes, how are you going to be able to help your people as you talk to people along the way? Because no one is going to remember everything that's discussed here on these Zooms. That's the whole premise of why we're here sharing the information, for you to take notes so you can be a better consultant, as he said there. Because I guarantee you later on, somebody's going to come back and ask questions. What are we supposed to do for this? What are we supposed to that? But it was covered here. So people, it doesn't take much to pick up a notepad. Actually, get a notepad that's for ATOMY. So you take your notes and you have your notes in there so you can go back to it and listen, because we only have 4 hands raised here today. That's pretty bad, in my opinion.
So now that real quick, there's a question about the vitamin D, vitamin K is too much
Well,
harmful.
we're gonna have Miss Angelica. Since she's here, we're gonna utilize Angelica, but wait. For those who have questions, the hands on the screen that's still raised, are that for questions, or that was for who raised your hands in regards to who's taking notes?
Well,
Okay,
I just,
go ahead.
if I may, I wanted to comment. This is Wanda. Hello, everyone. I think the presentation is really good, but I wanted to interject for those of us who are maybe driving or who may be multitasking and cannot take notes because work or whatever else that we're doing, but we try to get on and stay on mute where we can get the information. So I didn't take notes because I was not able to driving, and most of the time during this time, that's what's happening with me, and I'm not sure about others, but we do appreciate the information, and we do appreciate being able to go back and watch the videos when we cannot. But sometimes,
That's a good take on it. That's a good take on that. So yeah.
We one, and we appreciate you. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so Miss Faye had her hands up first. So do you still have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, I do have a question. I also wanted to let you know that I did take notes also. And I have a sister in my book club that just found out that she had RSV. She's in Atlanta, and I know I need to help her, but I'm not sure how to do that. What would you suggest that she gets from ATOMY?
Miss Angelica, you want to answer that? I mean, I could, but you're here, so I'll let you go ahead.
Oh, sure. RSV, as a virus, she's first going to want to get him or him. Viruses, just quick blurb, they are not living. So antibacterial anything is not going to help. Him or him, though, has great antiviral properties just because it directly affects your body's immune system, the killer T cells. Those specific white blood cells in particular handle viruses. They go after them like a moth to a flame. So him or him is going to be her best friend. Also, on that same front, she's going to want to increase her nutrition while her body is doing this fight, because to produce, healthy blood, to produce the white blood cells, you want to have enough nutritional needs met to produce an excess, to produce more of them to do the fight. So that's your noni. That is your Provita Energy. That's a new one. It's a multivitamin liquid pack versus a pill. Any type of multivitamin supplement is going to help her in her body's fight to produce these healthy immune cells and flush that virus out of her system faster. As well, she can make use of things like the propolis spray, the manuka honey. These are all super healing, super healthful supplements that are designed with immunity in mind. Honey, amazing for the immunity. Manuka honey specifically has super high immune activity. That's why it's special. The propolis spray can be sprayed directly into the back of the throat. Your mouth is your first line of defense when it comes to being healthy. If you can prevent germs from making it inside in the first place, that's what the propolis spray is for, because honey kills anything it comes into contact with. That's why it's such a superfood. It has antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory. All those properties are contained in honey, and that's why you can use it for so many things. You can eat it, you can use it to heal wounds, etc. And also, if she's not already doing it, I hope everyone is. I told you I would eventually loop back around to this. It's winter. Everyone should be taking vitamin C 2000 right now. Vitamin C is super important for immunity. Your body uses it excessively for over 300 different biochemical processes. I'm a biochemist. I studied this. I can tell you over 300 things that your body does at any given time uses vitamin C. And if you are not supplementing with it every single day to the highest amount of your ability, you're doing yourself a disservice. So yeah, that's what I would recommend for RSV and for general winter health.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Angelica. I appreciate the information.
Miss
Okay.
Christina.
So we have Margie, then Christina, then Myra.
Oh, Christina had her hands up. She's had her hand up a while.
Margie has been waiting a long time.
No, it's okay. Good morning. I don't really have any question. I just raised my hand when you guys asked us to raise our hands up if we take notes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
thank
Margie
you.
was asking about vitamin D, vitamin K. Can you take too much? I believe that was your question.
No, I put I put something in the chat as well, but vitamin D and vitamin K, the majority of the population are deficient in anyway. We spend most of our time inside. If you don't spend at least 30 minutes outside, partially naked, I have to add, in the sun every day, you don't have enough vitamin D. You don't. So it's very unlikely and very rare. There would have to be something else going on where your body would allow it to even be built up in excess like that, because majority of people are deficient in both vitamin D and vitamin K because they work together. When one is not there, the other one can't work at all. So typically both levels are low. When you supplement, you are trying to achieve a normal level. And once you get there, your healthy body deals with excess nutrition in a healthy way. It'll flush out in your, excretory system, your urinary tract or the rest of your digestive tract. It's not going to be allowed to build up because, that's what a healthy body does. Uses what it needs and sends out what it doesn't. Yes.
Okay. We have next.
Angelica, we have one last question from Mia. I think that's
CJ, Miss Christina had her hands up a long time.
Oh yes, no, I'm here. I'm here. What you got? I did see a question in the chat about Parkinson's. Because Parkinson's is a genetic disease, you can only help the symptoms, if that makes sense. It can't be cured, but you can help the symptoms. And I will say Him will help anyone with anything just because its target is the blood. You can never go wrong by increasing your circulation. It will help mental clarity just by increasing the circulation of blood to the brain. It will help with sleep and restfulness just by making sure that all of those good things like serotonin, melatonin, the things that your body naturally produces can get to where they're going. Just because we're walking around talking to each other, doing normal things does not mean you have good circulation. In fact, a lot of people don't. If you've ever felt any type of tingling in your hands and feet, if your foot has ever gone to sleep when you were sitting too long, that's poor circulation. And anyone walking around talking to anybody has probably had some indication that their circulation was impaired at any given point in time. So Him attacks that directly. Like, make sure that the majority of the time your blood is flowing the way that it's supposed to. And just by doing that, people experience like miraculous increases in their like day-to-day life. Your energy level will naturally go up. Like, you're not gonna need as much coffee. You may feel well rested even though you didn't get 8 hours of sleep. Like, things like that will happen just by putting Him in any person's diet, even with a pre-existing condition or a chronic condition. Increasing your circulation, make sure that the medicine that has been prescribed to you can do its job and get where it's going. So yes, Him for everything, for everyone, it's gonna do something good.
Okay. Angelica,
Yes.
you're awesome. We thank you.
Oh, no
Thank you.
problem at all.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you can tell I'm a talker. I can talk all day about this, about anything, ATOMY.
Excuse me, can I ask another question?
Yes,
Please.
ma'am.
Quickly.
When you talked about poor circulation and how your foot might go to sleep after a few minutes of whatever, when in 2011 I had a stroke, and one
Yes,
of
ma'am.
the things that happened to me is that my right side became tingly and numb. So
Yes, ma'am.
since then, July of 2011, my right side has been tingly and numb. Now I'm wondering
Yes,
if
ma'am.
him will help me, with something that had affected me years ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely it can, because that tingling and numbness that's like residual from your stroke is indicative of nerve damage. Typically what happens during a stroke is while your brain is you know going through that traumatic process, once again your circulation is stopping. And anytime circulation is poor or has stopped, your body is immediately starving and in distress. So
Oh,
cells,
wow.
nerves die. Yes, it's that serious. Your blood is pumping constantly even while you are asleep. So anytime it stops, that means somebody somewhere in our trillions of cells is not getting something they needed. They're not being fed, they're not being nourished, they're not being hydrated. So nerves die and cells die. And that's why it's so dangerous. And that's why, I'm so grateful you were able to overcome the challenge and you were able to be seen, as quickly as possible, because that's why with that type of situation, they say that response time is the most important. Him will
Yeah.
definitely help you because it's going to increase that circulation, because that's what you're needing. That reassuring tingling is the nerves that have yet to recover from the situation. And one of the reasons they probably haven't recovered is that your circulation is still suffering. A stroke is a traumatic event and your brain is probably still healing. And while it's doing that, there are processes in your body that are still not optimal. So there's still
Right.
somewhere in your body that's not receiving what it needed. And Him will get that circulation increased so that those places can start being addressed. And so long as you can take it, the longer you can keep your circulation up, the longer you can nourish your immune system. Part of our immunity isn't just attacking bugs, it's cleaning out old cells and making sure the new ones come in healthy and new and ready to go. So all
Okay.
that is a part of the human immunity. So nourish that and increase your circulation, and you will see beautiful results. You can achieve
Thank
healing.
you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad I asked that question.
Of course. I am happy to spread the knowledge, spread the joy. Like, I'm so glad to be able to tell people that there is relief from whatever particular thing they're going through, you know.
It's great.
I always believe that the dumbest questions is the one you don't ask, right?
Yes, ma'am. That is absolutely true. I mean, that's why they say there are no dumb questions. Like,
There are no dumb questions. Just
how
ask.
can you know? Yes. That's one of my favorite phrases. I don't know if you don't tell me.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
May I ask you a question? Is that similar to neuropathic, the nerve damage?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. That didn't
The
quite get
neuropathic, I think that's correct.
Neuropathy,
pronunciation.
yes.
Yes, neuropathy, yes.
Neuropathy is the medical term for nerve damage, yes.
Okay, so the him would be the main one to use for that?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, him directly addresses neuropathy.
Okay, I couldn't hear you because somebody said something I didn't hear.
I'm sorry, I was saying him actually directly addresses neuropathy. That nerve damage is from the poor circulation that has happened, you know, in the body at some point. And to fix it, you need to increase your circulation again. You know, that's the easiest way to put it. And him will do that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I would say a lot of people get concerned because one of the parts of healing is that tingling is going to increase, but that's a good thing. The tingling is showing that area is still alive and active. Him could possibly increase the sensation of tingling as the healing begins, because that it's going to be even more activity in that area, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense because that's what happened. It got happier.
Yes, it's gonna feel that way as you start to heal. It's kind of like when you have a scratch and it scabs over and it's itchy.
Right. It got happen more often. Like you said, it's gonna happen more often.
Yes, ma'am. It's gonna happen more often. It's a similar thing to like the itchiness from a skin scratch healing. Your body's healing. There's a lot of activity going on over there. It'll go away on its own.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I think that's all. We're at 11:09.
Yes. That was great. So, Angelica, I got a question for you.
I had a question.
You there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's going on?
Yes. When are we going to have you again?
I would say, are we good for next Wednesday?
Absolutely. I was hoping you would say we have women's health on Wednesdays and we have men's health on Thursdays and we go freestyle on Fridays. So
Okay.
we are come along with our notebooks, pens, notepads, and we're ready and waiting. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Super, super excited. Thank you.
No
Excuse
problem at all.
excuse me,
Also,
everyone. I had a
yes.
question.
The
You
question?
said neurology help with the the him or him help with neurology?
Neuropathy.
Okay.
Yes, neuropathy is the medical term for nerve pain.
No, he's not asking about neuropathy. He's asking about
Oh,
neurological disorder. Correct, KJ?
oh, like the brain? Oh, well, yeah, sorry. Him can help with issues of the brain. Just because, you know, as I was saying, the circulation, it's all about circulation. The more blood you can supply to the brain or anywhere else in the body, the more health you can imbue to that particular area. So, not necessarily psychological disorder, but any like distress or inflammation going on in the brain can be positively affected by. So I'm not saying if someone is crazy, they can be healed by him or him. But I am saying if you have any type of infection in the brain or any type of inflammation in the brain, increasing your circulation and just allowing the healing substances that you're bringing in with your whatever medicines, whatever supplementation you're doing to get there, that is what him or him will do for you. That is what increasing that circulation to that area will do for you. So just to, give clarity.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. So, real quick, tomorrow, 6th of February, for all those folks who need to go into their shopping mall, make a purchase, there are folks that will be taken off the ATOMY platform. Tomorrow is an automatic withdrawal. So if you're on a call, and if you have your team members that haven't purchased, not using them all, they need to get busy because tomorrow, the 6th, the automatic withdrawal takes effect. Also, ticket sales for the online ticket purchases for the big event on the 15th, it ends tomorrow. So folks, let's go. Let's get our tickets and get ourselves ready for the big event in Fort Lauderdale, February the 15th. Any last words, Novlet, before we go?
No?
All right.
Aja.
Aja.
Oh,
Aja.
and it will be posted, the recording will be posted in the Facebook group and the other two locations, Telegram and I guess WhatsApp. So for those who were not able to arrive, that's working. As you guys reminded me over there, I forgot about that some people are working. So as they would say in that area, I apologize for that part. But for those of us who were not working and it's sitting there, take notes next time. So yeah, it will be posted so you can go back and listen over and over and get the information.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, since we did, one moment, Ken, by the way, since we did category, guess what? If you go Google Women's Expo, you'd be surprised. There are expo that's geared just for women. I've not seen any that's geared to men, surprisingly, but I've seen expo geared to women. Guess what? We just went over a list of products that's for women's health. And you add the hemoheme to it because hemoheme always goes with everything. So, ideas. Mr. Ken, we close up with Mr. Ken, after Ken.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Just thanking you guys for a wealth of information. Thanking you guys for everything. And sorry about the scrolling. I was driving, and on the white screen, and I'm trying to swipe it, and then I realized, keeping my eyes on the traffic and all of that stuff. I realized when you said, I'm gonna beat somebody up, I realized it was me. So. All right. But anyway, thank you very much for all this information and what you guys do. I know nobody gets we are not being compensated for it, but guess what? You're helping us a lot, and we appreciate it.
Hey, Ken,
Yes, sir.
Ken, just
Yes,
let you
sir.
know, we love what we do, and we really, really sincerely want to see everyone win. We are the happiness company. And if you are out of health, if you have disease, then there'll be no happiness. So we're happy that you're happy, Ken.
Yes, sir. And we've been doing our screenshots too. So
Yeah.
thank God.
Yes, that's a good idea. I tend to do that a lot, Ken, when I'm on Zooms. I'll screenshot the information.
Cherish the spirit. Cherish the spirit.
And
So-
one last thing.
And all of that stuff too, and then getting beat up by Novlet. It's such a pleasure to get beat up by Novlet.
So tomorrow morning we'll be here.
Mr. CJ, Mr. CJ,
morning.
one last thing. Guys, there are pet expos going on. There's one on the 25th that I'm going to be going to. And I know you guys are saying pet expo. Hemoheme works for the animals just the same. I give it to my animals. When I adopted a kitty that was so sick, they thought I was crazy. I syringe hemoheme in that kitty 3 times a day. And it's going to be 2 years, and the vet is still in shock because when I took her, I told him I'm not taking any prescription from him. I'm going to do my own thing. I just wanted to take her in because she gave me a free visit. She's perfectly fine. I just did, someone's microphone is echoing. So the Pet Expo, and also the Hemoheme and our omega-3. I give those to the animals, and people spend a lot of money on their pets. The pets are dying from cancer, arthritis, diabetes, all the things that we're dying from. And Hemoheme takes care of that. So you got to think outside the box. If there's a pet expo in your area, go there and put Hemoheme up and say cancer, diabetes, arthritis, all those things.
The complexities of the English language, arthritis, how can it be right?
Yeah, it works. Just remember, the products are plant-based. It goes into their cells just like it does for us. Those are the only 2 that from the website that I give to my animals. So utilize it. Pet Expo, Pet Expo, Pet Expo. And when they won't spend the money on themselves, they will spend it on their pets. It's an untapped market. Okay.
All right.
There's a question here from we post on the Facebook group, but are we still posting? I think so. Oh yeah.
You were breaking up. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah, it's okay. So that we're posting this. The answer is yes. And also Facebook.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So yeah, Momentum Morning, Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp, Telegram, and Facebook. You go to Momentum Morning Group on Facebook. Okay. That's it, guys. It's a wrap.
All right, Aja.